had started, in fact, I finished the video where I was going to talk about ESPN's First Take and what college football analyst Herb Herbstreit said about them and everything else, and trying to just say, hey, everyone just calm down or whatever. But I decided, you know what? Forget that. Because really the point of controversies like this is, and I'll explain it further, but let me give you some background on exactly what happened. If you have been hiding in a bunker for the past month or so, you will realize that college football has now gone to a 12-team playoff in which the best 12 teams are competing for a championship. And among those teams is the Ohio State University and the football coach, Ryan Day. Now, Ryan Day has been criticized by former coaches, players, other talk show hosts that they haven't won a national championship really. Every time they go to the playoffs or some kind of playoff format, they wind up short. Kind of reminds me of UCLA, but I'm not talking about UCLA right now. I'll talk about them later. But really want to talk about how the blow up all happened here. Kurt Herbstreit is a former Ohio State quarterback. He played for university, talks about good and bad of college football. He's an analyst, and Chris Fowler is an announcer, a good one, in fact. So they were making a reference as Ohio State was blowing out the University of, I don't know, they were blowing out. I forget got the name of the team they're blowing out, but they were winning quite big over in the football game. So they made a comment about a fellow show, the top-rated show in the mornings, First Take, because the hosts, Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp, have been, and I'm only speculating here, really, calling for Ryan Day to be fired if he does not get Ohio State into the championship. So Ohio State, whose mascot is named the Buckeyes, if the Buckeyes don't go to the college football championship game, then he should lose his job, which I think there's a lot of impatience in Columbus, Ohio, where the university is located, that there is. With that being said, Fowler and Herbstreit made a reference to it, not quoting anyone, just making a reference to, hey, this is what they'll probably talk about. And then we are head towards today, December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas, and it seems like everyone acted like they got coal in their stocking because Stephen A., as he politely does from time to time, every time there's a criticism or something against him, he just kind of compliments his co-host or he compliments people in the network, and then, you know, maybe he'll launch into a diatribe against them or maybe not. It all depends how he feels about his coworkers. But Shannon, who is over from FS1 and did a great job there, in my opinion, he went off. He really went off. He felt like he was being questioned because of his position. And the thing was, he called out Herbstreit, he called out Fowler and told them, hey, any platform that I'm on, any platform, don't you dare criticize my opinion of Coach Day, or else there'll be consequences. My bosses, I'm paraphrasing here, his bosses are not going to stop him, or he's not going to let his bosses stop him, because there'll be consequences. And I had posted a video saying, Herbstreit and Fowler pretty much didn't try to imply or misquote anyone, but I'm just saying, you know what? After thinking about it for the hour that I have posted that video, I just said, you know what? That's clickbait right there. That's intentionally or unintentionally all designed for us to just go to ESPN.com or just check out the app, see what else is going to happen the next day, right? Will there be an apology? Will there be a statement? Will there be more heated words said? Who knows? But again, with the history of First Take, all I can just say is that, yeah, something's going to happen. Something is going to happen. People I have been saying things for years about that show. Some of it deserves, some of it not. But I will just say, guess what? That's what the show is designed for, is to get ratings. Because guess what? If I'm not talking about it like I am now, if you're not talking about it, or anyone else is not talking about ESPN's First Take, or to that lesser FS1's First Takes First, then you know I would just say the hosts are not really capturing the audience they need to get us talking about it. And of course, the type of personalities that Stephen A. and Shannon both are. I'm sorry about that. I can just tell you that it's designed to be that way. It's designed for us to talk about them. Ratings go up, subscriptions go up. Everything is supposed to get us interested in what they have to say, pretty much so that we get engaged in the same conversations that they bring up. For example, if Stephen A. is saying, paraphrasing here, if there's an indication that there's a Mount Rushmore of NBA players, knowing that Mount Rushmore is limited to 4 presidents, which means there are 4 great NBA basketball players, then we may start to develop our own Mount Rushmore, or that be part of our everyday jargon, right? And it's much more because ESPN is the main one doing this. FS1, to me, doesn't have the personalities. They have some good insight, good hosts who has some good insight, but it's not at the level that we're talking about ESPN, especially what happened today on December 23rd with the college football playoff in Ohio State. But I would just say that again, it's all designed for us to talk about it. It's all designed for us to really have an opinion one way or the other, and just to have our emotions in check. The algorithms, I guess, all the analytics are just saying, hey, guess what? Talk about the subject. Or bring the subject up. It's definitely to get people talking about it. And when you have Molly, who was the moderator of First Take, adding her 2 cents into the debate, yeah, that's when really things get interesting. All I can just tell you is that, we're engaged, we're invested in what everyone has to say about a certain subject, right? For example, if we're saying that the NBA is going to expand, we'll have thoughts about that. If we talk about the play of the NBA, in which they're shooting too many 3-point shots, or there's not enough storytelling, rivalries, or whatever the case may be with the NBA, you definitely know that they're going to talk about it. And an aside right here, now that ESPN has Inside the NBA, which was on TNT for the next year or so, with the original hosts of Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal, pros who have been there, who have done the work, who are legendary, and they are very, very opinionated. Once when they clash with First Take or the Countdown crew of ESPN, then you can be sure that's something else we'll talk about. We're going to talk about that, right? We're going to definitely check our phones, check our laptops, check our TVs to find out what is being said, and then we the fans or the watchers will either take up what the debate is saying, or we'll just go with our own talk. We'll go with our own opinions about what's being said. But either way, it's nothing really to worry about. I would just say that the whole thing with Herbstreit, Fowler, Smith, and Sharp, let them cook each other. Let what is going to happen to ESPN happen. No need to talk about it. If you want to talk about it, that's cool. But let them cook, because either way, by the end of the college football playoff, they'll be all kumbaya each other because their higher ups is like, shut this off, turn this off, shut this off, shut this down. The executives are not going to let anyone or anybody ruin their bottom line, and no egos will be there. No egos will be in the way of their profit margin, right? I mean, Shannon said no. Shannon, implying what he said, he's saying that there's no executives or people above him that are going to stop him from the consequences that Herbstreit and Fowler had if they continue to criticize him, or in a negative manner, of what he's stating about the college football playoff, and especially Ohio State. But I will tell you that executives will step in, and they're going to do something about it. Trust me. Um, the one thing that I've learned in corporate America is that, yeah, you can say one thing at the level that you're at, but your high ups are going to be the ones to like shut it down if they feel like you're hurting the bottom line. So that's all I'm just trying to say here, that we may be looking at that and say, wow, that's great. That's great. Oh, man. Oh, he already said, oh, look out. Oh, Hershey and Fowler better not be talking more than that junk. And yet, we'll see. Either the execs will let it happen, see how things play out, or you can bet there's going to be some emails sent to each of the 4 participants, telling them to shut it down, chill out, whatever they have to do to calm this down before it gets out of control. And of course, FS1 will be probably like, hey, look what's happening over there. Oh well. I'm just saying that, it's nothing to really worry about. And again, let them cook each other, because we as fans look at this. We have our own debates. We have our own heated conversations. We don't need anybody on a TV set to tell us about who the greatest NBA players are, who's the GOAT. We don't need anybody on set or in Bristol, Connecticut, or in Hollywood and LA to even tell us exactly who their greatest players are. We have barbershops full of brothers who can just tell us that, right? They can tell us who the greatest, who the Showtime era was great, or the Celtics when they had Bird, McHale, and Parrish, Johnson, and Ainge. They can tell us that. Or definitely Chicago in their era, winning all those 6 out of 8 championships, 6 out of 8 years, and that's because the 2 years Jordan was gone to play baseball. But other than that, we can just have debates and talk about who's the greatest, what was the greatest player that you saw, what was the flashiest dunk that you saw, who was the greatest center. We can have all those conversations. And again, it doesn't have to be someone behind a television set to tell us that. We can do that ourselves, right? And we should be doing it all along. But we are going to watch those shows because we love the drama. We love the intrigue of people calling each other out on set. And that's the way it is. I mean, again, Aaron Rodgers goes on Pat McAfee, Ryan Clark calls him out, and now you got those two back and forth each other, right? Even though Ryan shut him down with that statement he made online, or probably on ESPN, but still, it's a drama. We're attracted to the drama. We have to watch it because guess what? It's on air. We got to see it for ourselves. And that's, again, designed to do just that. Us to click, like, subscribe, follow, talk about, discuss, get someone else to watch it, have that chain follow around to where, guess what, ESPN's numbers are shooting up. They're going up, right? And this is something Marcellus Wiley always brings up in his shows. But all I can tell you as a fan, someone's watched sports for the longest time, I definitely know, not the business, but I definitely know what I see. And that's, again, sports is not only a money-making venture for a lot of people, but definitely it's a subject that everyone loves to talk about, related to your town, your team, your favorite player, you name it. And that's exactly what it's all about. Getting enough of us to talk about it, getting enough of us to subscribe, getting enough of us to keep watching every single day of these programs to see what is going to be the controversy within the hosts, within each other on set. Not just the players on the field or on the court, but on set with each other. We love to see that play out because that's what we do. We want to see the drama. We want to see the vitriol. We want to see all that happening, right? We want to see Skip and Shannon go at each other to where that Shannon's yelling at Skip. We love to see that because guess what? That's what we want. That's what sports fans are looking for. We're looking for that intrigue. So with that being said, just wanted to let you know that that's what it's all about. I mean, people working in the industry, I'm sure they may have other opinions, and I would say watch them. But from the persons on the other side, the fans, actually people that watch this, again, it's not up to the people on set to tell us all these little debates and all these little controversies about our opinion. The casual fan on the street may not care less about Ryan Day's job because They'll have their own team. They may be a UT fan. They want to see if Steve Sarkisian can get Texas on at the top once again, get in the championship. Or they may be looking at a team like Boise State, a team out of nowhere, the Mountain West Conference, that just out of nowhere could win the whole thing if they play a brand of ball that is going to be a formula for success behind the running back, Genty, I believe. So I would just say the college football playoff or any other championship is designed, again, for us to watch, debate, talk, but the added element of the host of these sports debate shows going after each other, especially analysts and announcers going after each other. It's fun to watch. Again, it's all designed for that money, money, money. But at the same time, I know that, hey, I'm not behind the set. I'm on the streets with everybody else, and we're just talking our own junk and our own trash, and that's entertainment enough right there. So with that being said, I hope what I said in the sports segment this time is helpful. If you like all my other content not related to sports, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. If you like what you've seen so far, click a like. Let me know your thoughts about ESPN First Take, what they said, this whole thing with Shannon calling out Kirk Herbstreit, Chris Fowler, saying they're not going any other platforms talking negative, even though there's critics everywhere all the time. They'll probably pick this up. So you let me know your thoughts, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great Christmas holiday, each and every one of you. Enjoy your gifts. Take care.